Hello, Marysville Getchell. Welcome to Charger Chat. I'm Nathaniel Roth.
And I'm Vitaly Boychenko.
And today we have Scott Wetzel. Scott Wetzel, yeah. Right? Wetzel? Yep. Okay. He's a graphic designer at Freshbread Design, which is actually our first question. What is Freshbread Design for those who don't know?
Freshbread Design is a graphic design company. I'm a freelancer specifically. What I do is I go around and create print marketing and print media for people,
right.
Full branding, package design, logo design, things of that nature, because people need a face for their product.
That's right. How long have you been doing it?
I've been doing graphic design for since 2006, but I've been freelancing full time since for about 3 years now, actually. So Freshbread Design's been around for 3 years.
Dang. How do you like it though?
I love it. I work from home.
Is it a constant thing? So if it's freelance work, does that mean like it's not super steady? So are you like constantly looking for more work, or do you usually get like a steady stream of clients?
It depends on the month. Some months are high, some months are low. But you're going around. There's a lot of cold calling. Just going into different businesses and saying, "Hi, this is what I do. You could use some help," or whatever. So there's a lot of that. But and you do have your regulars. You have people who are on your books who are coming to you on a fairly regular basis, once a month or twice a month, or once every other month. Especially for different industries where they're releasing different products, and you're creating different packaging for those products.
And there's constantly new things.
Yeah, so there's constantly new things and there's new innovations, and then you're always looking for new customers. So if you don't always have new clients coming in, because there's always new clients that are old clients that are sort of stepping out. Maybe they're hiring somebody within, or they're just not around anymore. Sad reality, but that happens, and so you always want to make sure that you have a flow of people coming in.
Right.
And so, but I'm pretty steady. I mean, I work 12 hours a day most days. So, I'm up at 5 usually, and usually done by 5 or 6.
Is part of that time like marketing yourself?
Yeah, absolutely.
And
absolutely.
what are the most ways you do marketing? Is it like you said, cold calls?
Yep.
Could people find you though on Twitter or like a YouTube page and stuff like that, like a website?
Absolutely, I do. I've got my website. I've got my Twitter. I've got my Instagram. I've got my Facebook. And they all have different purposes, and I spend different amounts of time on those every day. I try to update everything every day.
You design them yourself, of course.
Yeah. I do. And I'm one guy, so I do all the design for that, and I do all the following up on it and all the posting on it. But they're great ways to have conversations too with people you don't know, especially you guys know like Twitter. Twitters are all about conversations.
Have you ever thought about? You said you work by yourself. Have you ever thought about maybe having people work with you or even for you?
Eventually, I want to. Eventually, I'd like to turn it into a firm where I've got actually people, because it's good to bounce ideas off of people, and I do have people I can bounce ideas off of. I've got friends and other people in the industry who are savvy, sort of design savvy, who I'll send them things and be like, what can I do? Can you critique this for me? And so. But eventually, I'd like to have somebody hired on. I've actually talked to a couple people who've been interested in interning with me, and so that's a possibility here, maybe within the next year.
So, talking about your logos specifically, do your ideas come from the clients themselves, or does it come from you?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
You've got every client, every business or organization sort of has a personality. There's the people who run it, and they have a personality. And they have something that they're trying to tell their market. And so you've got people coming in and I always tell people as they're coming in, give me 3 words that describe, just 3 words, not 3 phrases, not 3, just what are the 3 words that you could just pare down that describe your organization or your business. And so we'll take those 3 words, we'll take the name of the business, we'll take sort of who they are, and then from that I'll look at what their industry really is calling for.
Yeah. If it's more of a serious business or something loose or something fun, like a food place.
Yeah, because I mean, you look at different industries, like say Nike. Nike's got something that's got a lot of movement to it, whereas you might not want that for other industries. Yeah. You wouldn't want to take a financial institute and give it like a happy face.
Yeah.
Well, you might, but I mean, in reality, that's
not how you want to be viewed.
That's not how people want them to be viewed. But I'm not going to take a logo like IBM's logo and use it for a clown car company.
Yeah.
and so everybody's got a personality, but at the same time, I have strengths and weaknesses as well, and so we sort of play to those strengths and we challenge the weaknesses, and we try to mine nuggets, like kind of gold nuggets out of what they already perceive themselves to be, and expand their footprint really.
So it sounds like you really like what you do.
Oh yeah.
But how did you get into it? Like growing up, is that what you wanted to do, or is that just something that kind of came up and you're like, oh, I'll take this shot?
Yeah, I always was sort of the artist. I always drew. I went to college and got my degree in drawing and sculpture, but there's not a lot of dollars in that. It's hard to provide. And so after a lot of years of working retail, because I had an art degree, I eventually got hired on at a sign shop. I'd done some graphic design classes in college, so I knew how some of the programs worked, and it was really a good jump into that. I did a lot of customer service while I was there as well, which was really helpful as a freelancer.
Yeah, because you have to talk to a lot of people. Like all your jobs are based on how you communicate to other people.
Absolutely. So I'm visually communicating, but I have to verbally communicate with my clients, and that's something that is really important to the business. If I can't communicate well with my clients verbally, I never get to that point where I can actually communicate for them visually.
Yeah, and this is like, I feel like the world we live in, it's a marketing world. It's every day you see marketing everywhere, and I mean everywhere.
Yep.
So as we have more and more ads and stuff, do you expect to see yourself doing more than even website design, but just more stuff that people see every day? Like how much farther do you want to take it? Because I know that people, like, sometimes they'll stick to web design, but then when they like grow a firm, they'll do more like posters and ads and even up to TV commercials. How far do you want to take it?
Well, I do primarily posters and ads now, and so I don't do a lot of web design. I don't speak the coding language. I've got programs that'll do that for me, or I've got vendors that I'll use that'll write the coding for me, so I can design them. I've got an eye for the design on that, but I really like the print marketing, and eventually I'd like to be full-blown package design and branding, and so just going in and doing the logos and doing the marketing standards and going in and just designing packaging. I really like the physicality of the packaging, everything from the way it looks to the way it feels. So like you'll go and you'll grab a box of something, and certain boxes feel different than other boxes, or you'll go and grab a bottle of soda, and if it's a craft soda,
brands tend to make themselves a name just from their logo sometimes.
Right.
It's actually really crazy.
And the texture of the paper. Like if you go and you buy like a craft soda, like a Sioux City root beer or whatever, versus just like a mass-produced one like Coca-Cola, the type of paper they use is different.
Yeah, every company tries to be unique, and usually like, with the way you market yourself, with the way you design your products, it's a big way. You see it with cell phones, you see it with all technology, really.
Absolutely, yeah, and even looking at the way a cell phone feels in your hand, like different cell phones feel different in your hand, and that's a design. That's a design aspect of it, and that's what I really like about it. So eventually, we'd like to go to a place where we're doing package design almost completely. With logo design and the branding up from that, but really focusing on the package design, because there's nothing cooler than walking into a store, looking at a shelf, and you see something that you designed, and knowing that people are buying that because of that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna watch a segment called Magic Pen. Wonder what that's about. Let's watch that.
sometimes. Maurice. Dude, I just drew this book and it came to life.
That book?
Yeah. I just drew it and then it came to life.
That's a dictionary.
Okay, hold. Watch. I'm gonna draw.
Oh, whoa, it's a key. Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah.
How'd you do that? Hey, try drawing something else. Go. I want to see it. Drew an apple? Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I wonder where those actually come from. Do those, like, from the... Oh, you should continue on with your apple drawing.
Yeah, I'm done, but it's not coming. I guess I have to shake the paper.
Oh. Oh. See, you actually made the apple. Look at that, now you have lunch.
I guess pen is running out.
Oh, try drawing me a spoon.
I guess this pen is running out.
Why don't we just add more ink?
No,
No.
I have lunch. I don't need it anymore.
Okay.
Hello, Marysville Getchell. Just tuning in, we're here with Scott Wetzel. I got it right. And if you're wondering why we have boards and why I have a clipboard, this is not like some job application or anything. We're actually playing a game called Draw That Brand. We have 5 different brands. Each contestant has 30, 45 seconds. What do you think, guys?
I think it should just be
30 seconds. They have 30 seconds to write.
The pressure is on.
Okay. 30 seconds to draw a brand. So first off, they have to draw the 7-Eleven brand. You have 30 seconds. Micah, are we okay? And go. Oh wow, these are looking pretty good so far. Ooh. Incredible.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
What? How's it? Oh. And stop. All right, let's see those designs, guys. All right. So, Vitaly's, I don't even know what that is. It looks like some Parthenon.
I forgot the 11.
Here's the original design from 7-Eleven, and so as you can see, Scott Wetzel wins. That's 1 point for Scott Wetzel. Congratulations. We have 4 more designs though, so Vitaly, you can redeem yourself. All right, erase your boards, and we'll get started to the next logo.
I've been practicing. Okay, damn.
And now we have the Warner Bros. Logo. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Looks like Vitaly's off to a good start. This is actually looking like the logo. Oh, I shouldn't be. Should keep that away from him. Oh, wow. Wow. They're doing some pretty good work here. I wonder who's going to win. I don't know, maybe the graphic designer, maybe the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Show your boards, guys. And, well, At least his looks kind of like it now. All right, here's the actual logo. And Scott Wetzel wins again, 2 points. Don't worry, Vitaly, we have 3 more designs with the last one worth 5 points. So you can redeem yourself. You can come back.
You got this. You got this. You want me to take the fall on this one?
Nah.
All right, so our next logo is the NBC logo. It's a news station, I believe. I don't know. All right. 3, 2, 1, go. 30 seconds. Well, ain't that pretty? These guys are doing great. Doing great. Oh, look. Vitaly's actually adding color. That's good. That's great. I don't know what to talk. I don't know what to say. Yeah. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. All right, show your logos, guys. Well, let's compare. Vitaly definitely was closer, but I have to give it to Scott. He was pretty creative with the turkey.
All right.
But Vitaly wins because he's actually looked like it. All right, 2 to 1.
If you look at it, it's actually a peacock.
Is it? I think,
I
yeah,
peacock in
a
here
little
too.
bit.
It's somewhere in there.
It's somewhere in there. We're gonna give it to him now.
We'll give it to you. We'll give it to you.
All right, 2 to 1. Who's gonna win? Let's find out with the next 2 logos. Let me get rid of this one real quick. Ooh, this one's interesting. All right, so Micah, give me the countdown. 3, 2, 1, 30 seconds. Oh, frick.
What's the logo?
Burger King. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, Vitaly's off to a strong start. Wow, look at that. Look at that graphic designing. Wow, that's incredible. Ugh, I don't even know why they made me host. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty nice. What are we at, Micah? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Show your logos, guys. And ooh, he gave that little shine, the little streaks, the little shines. You know what I'm talking about in the buns. So Scott Wetzel wins again. It is 3 to 1, 3 to 1, I believe. But this one is unfairly 5 points. So Vitaly, you do have a chance to win. All right. Okay. All right, guys. Do your best work here because this is the winning logo. All right. So sorry. This is the Pepsi logo. Fairly simple. 3, 2, 1, go. All right. Good. Okay. All right. I can see it. Yeah. Some great coloring, Vitaly. Some great coloring.
Thank you.
Shouldn't distract you though. What are we at, Micah? 3, 2, 1. Put up those boards, guys, and oh gosh. Well, here's the original logo. All right. Okay. Okay.
Vitaly wins.
And actually, okay, I'm the host for this, so Vitaly wins with 6 points. I'm sorry, Scott Wetzel.
Hey, you tried your best.
Hey, well, you know, I do what I can. I design for other people.
All right, we're going to go to another break, which we will come back with more questions. See you then.
That was awesome. Hey, I couldn't believe like you got that Burger King one, so I was like, what? Like, how do you remember all those details?
Did I do a good enough commentary?
Yes.
Okay, good.
One thing you didn't notice, that was a peacock and then NBC.
locked, and it says it needs your number to unlock it.
Well, I wouldn't want your phone to stay locked.
Oh, perfect, thanks. So anyways, I was thinking we could go and get some,
Hey, what are you doing with my girlfriend?
Do you mean, that girl that just gave me her number?
Wait, she did what?
Well, one of you is gonna have to win my heart. This gives me an idea. So this is how it's gonna go down. The winner of this competition gets to be my boyfriend for an entire week.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, I gotta get back in that dream. Oh my gosh, this isn't working. What can I read? Emily Dickinson. Why not? Sounds boring. Lightning lets away. Power to perceive his process with vitality. Yes!
Wow. Okay then.
Well, I guess a win's a win.
Yes, it is. Oh, dang it!
Bill, if you're just tuning in, we're with Scott Wetzel, the wonderful graphic designer who we just played a fantastic game with. You did a great job,
I
Scott.
lost.
It was a good game, though.
It was a good
tried our
game.
best.
It's a good game.
So here's a curiosity I had. Where did you come up with the name Freshbread Design? Because obviously you don't design bread, right?
No,
That'd be an interesting business.
I don't. Well, I was, when we first started out, we thought about just calling it my name, but that's sort of boring. And so I was trying to come up with a concept, a name, and I was talking to my sister, who at the time had a marketing business, and I said, "What do you think?" And she started throwing out ideas, and none of them really fit. And then she just sort of threw out fresh bread, and I said, "Why fresh bread?" My sister has celiac, which means she can't eat gluten at all.
Oh.
Like she'll die.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. Like
Yeah.
not like
Yeah.
we can't eat gluten. It's like you can't eat gluten. And so I was like, "What's that all about?" And this is a few years ago, and there wasn't as many good, like quality gluten-free things at the time. She goes, "I'm just really craving good fresh bread right now." I was like, "Oh, okay, whatever." And I walked away, and I just went,
It just
I
stuck.
kind of like that.
Fresh
And
bread.
so I talked to my wife, and I said, "What do you think of this?" She goes, "That's weird. Why would you call it that?" And I went, and my logo is actually like this little bread guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw
Like sort of 1950s style. And I drew him out, and I sent a copy of it to my wife that day. And I said, "What do you think?"
So it all kind of fit
And
together.
she just goes, "I love it.
Yeah.
Let's go with it." And I mean, really, like everybody likes fresh bread.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And our tagline is hot, tasty, fresh. And and because there's just something that makes you feel good about fresh bread.
Fresh
So-
bread is a unique name, and it might make you stand out more than the next person. too.
Yeah, I get a lot of you're the bread guy.
The bread guy.
People have, like they recognize, we call him Bready, the little bread guy. People recognize Bready on things, and
That's cool to have
and
a mascot.
so yeah, I have a mascot, and so.
So I had a question about your designs or logos. I
Mhm.
actually did some research. We didn't just come in here not knowing what you were doing.
Okay,
So
good,
I
good.
saw many of your designs. So and a lot of them seemed very vintage. Is that your
Yeah.
kind of style?
Yeah, I really like that. I think there's something about classic design that really sticks. There's trends, and then
Yeah.
there's classic, and so we're all, like I'm always sort of looking to be a little bit beyond what a trend is, and so a lot of times what I do is I go back to the classic stuff.
Yeah.
Because those will never get old.
Because
really.
they never get old. So even like when I'm in I was in a bookstore, used bookstore the other day, and I was looking at old antique books and taking pictures of some of the typography on the covers, and they have little filigrees and floral designs and stuff in the corners, and,
Right.
and so taking pictures of those and taking them home and sort of
That's a good
trying to
idea.
recreate them. Because anytime you see something like that, there's a nostalgia aspect that I think is really important to branding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but let's talk. Let's talk not true to life. If you could do anything, like graphic design is super cool, but if you could do anything, as exotic as you wanted to, what would you have grown up doing?
So the other thing that I always thought I was going to do was play music full time. I loved being in
What,
bands.
singing or instrument?
I played guitar and I sang. I play guitar like everybody in Washington State, and
Yeah.
and I sing and I write music. So I'm more of a songwriter really
Okay.
than I am a musician. And so I was for a long time I was writing songs, and I even thought about like selling the songs and things like that. And so if I could do anything, it would be to travel with my family, you know, and
Tour and stuff.
tour. If I had like unlimited funds and I could just have a nice bus and a
Yeah.
tutor for my kids.
How many songs did you write?
I used to be really prolific, so I probably wrote hundreds of songs back in the day. I hardly write anymore. I don't have a lot of time.
Is there any place we could find these songs?
There's probably some stuff up on SoundCloud. There's some stuff within like the last 10 years up on
Because I know a lot of
SoundCloud.
days, like nowadays, people like if they'll write songs, and if they're just a musician by themselves, they'll play the songs and they'll upload it to YouTube or something.
Yeah, I don't do a lot of that anymore. Like I said, I did some demos and things that are up on SoundCloud under a couple different projects that I was under, and I have one that's sort of like an ongoing project that I still work on, sometimes called the North Enders, which is either me and a conglomeration of people.
Okay. What kind of sound is it? Do you go
sort
for
of-
a certain theme? of
Yeah,
music?
it's sort of Americana. If I get a full band together, it's a little bit more rock, but it's a little bit folky, a little singer-songwritery, but definitely has a little bit of an edge to it. So when we have a full band, it sort of has that like garage rock and roll
Right.
Americana.
And
twang
as a
to it.
songwriter, I know that sometimes like certain people in all their music, you'll hear certain things once or twice that kind of show that they like to base their lyrics around a certain idea. Like they seem to talk about not exactly the same thing, but it all kind of connects and is kind of the same idea.
Yeah.
Do you notice you have any like certain themes that you tend to talk about in your lyrics?
It depends on the time of my life, really. I'll notice that. But as I'm getting older, I think death more. Like it sounds weird, but not in a black metal sort of way, but in just
Philosophical
sort of
way.
Yeah, it is a little bit philosophical, I guess. Yeah, I never thought of it that way, but you have friends that pass away, or you have, just as you get older, there's more and more brushes.
So it's
with
different
it.
things that inspire you to write songs rather than
Yeah,
when you were younger.
absolutely. And words. I really like words, and so I'll hear a word and I'll investigate what it means,
And try to fit it into it.
and it'll end up in a song because I really like what the meaning of that word is. I had a song once where pontificate. The word pontificate was so like it had to be in a song.
What does
And
that mean?
Pontificate means to like soapbox, like you stand up and you like self-righteously preach about something.
Okay.
And so yeah, and so you have to like that's something that really inspires me. Words really inspire me.
All right. That's kind of different. Most people like are inspired by something that happened to them or that they've seen happen, but that's kind of unique to be inspired by.
Well, they sort of
just
pile
words.
together though, sort of like a pile up of different ideas that happen, and it's like I sort of vomit out lyrics, and so when I write, it's like a 5-minute like done, which is really different than a lot of people who craft it, and so it really like the muse has to sort of strike at that point, which is a little different than my visual art, where it's a constant like work in progress where you're constantly sketching and refining. When I write music, it's more of just like bleh, it's done, and so yeah.
Cool. So I just wanted to ask you 2 more questions before we wrapped up the show. One of the questions was I can't speak English today. So you're based in Seattle, correct?
Well, I live in Arlington, but I do stuff from I've got clients in Mount Vernon all the way down
All
to
over
Seattle.
Puget Sound.
I've actually got
okay.
clients in the Midwest, Colorado, Hawaii. So there's some national clients.
So
too.
with with the Seattle Seahawks being so big now, do you ever have people requesting you to do like 12-man stuff or?
I don't.
Oh,
And
really?
I think a lot of that has to do with the industries that I'm in. I tend to do more stuff in the beverage industry.
Beverage.
And I think there's a lot of times branding, especially branding on package design, needs to be long-standing. And so I'm not doing a lot of like
People have
t-shirts
to
that are
remember
like
it
quick,
for a
yeah,
long
that are
time.
quick, yeah. And so you don't want to redo your packaging every year.
Yeah.
You do redo your packaging every 5 years.
something like that. Yeah.
And then you just hope that it's just like a little bit of more refinement or just a couple of tweaks.
People can still recognize it.
But you really want to be recognizable, and so we're trying to go for longevity.
All right. Well, is there anything you want to say to the folks that are watching?
Ooh. Well,
Check out Freshbread Design.
Yeah, check out Freshbread Design. This one? Okay. I'm all like, so really, if you own a business, one of the last things you always consider is your design, and it's the most important thing for your business to expand their footprint. I can't tell you how many times people will wait till the last minute to work on their design or sort of skimp on that, but the way you look really reflects what you're selling.
It tends to be the first thing people see about you.
Absolutely. And
It's like a
and
first
it's a first impression, right? You wouldn't go into an interview wearing cutoff jeans and flip-flops and at a bank, right? And so the way you look on a shelf or the way you look when people are driving by on your sign,
It dictates how people
it dictates
view you.
how people view you. Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for coming
Yeah.
in, Scott.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Thank you so much
Yeah.
for watching Marysville. We'll see you next time on Charger Chat. I'm Nathaniel Roth.
I'm Vitaly Boychenko.
Thank you so much, and see you.